Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi barakatuh. How are you kids? Hope you all are in the best state of health and iman and enjoying Ramadan as well. Okay kids, let's begin with the 18th juz of the Quran. And today's lesson a bit longer because today I'm going to tell you the secret of getting Jannah. Wow, beautiful. In 18th juz, Surah Al-Mu'minun, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has openly laid out before us the ways to success. That these are the ways, if you embark on, you will reach success. Every person wants to be successful. And in this life, dear kids, no matter what a person achieves, what happens after some time is that whatever you have, you begin to get bored of it. You wish to move on to something else, to something that is greater, isn't it? You just recall that. You just recall that moment when your parents gave you the toy you had been longing for since long. You got your desired thing, your desired toy, and you started playing with it, or you started using it. But what happened after some time? After a month or so, you got bored of it. By the passage of time, that thing or a toy became old. And now what happened is that you started thinking about a new toy, something better than that. Similarly, after getting first position in your class, you start thinking about getting first position in your school. Then you start thinking to get first position in your city, and then so and so on. Actually, in this life, we are constantly chasing success from one level to the other. We want to keep going further and further ahead. But, dear kids, the person who reaches Jannah, then he truly attains success. Why? Because Jannah is the highest level of success. When a person will enter the Jannah, he will not desire anything beyond that. Because Jannah is the greatest level that a human being can get to. There is no position that is beyond that for a human being. There is no place that is better than Jannah for a human being. It is indeed the highest achievement. And dear kids, do you know who will get Jannah? In Surah Al-Mu'minun, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us the qualities of the highest achievers, the people who will be able to get Jannah. The first quality of the highest achievers is that they are believers. They must have iman. They must say and believe that Allah is one and Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the last prophet. And the second quality of those who will successful and in reward will be able to get Jannah is that they have khushu in their prayers. Meaning they do not just say their prayers, but they perform them with excellence, with humility, with submissiveness, with the fear of Allah. And in their prayers, they actually converse with their Lord. Dear kids, the third quality of the successful people is that they turn away from ill speech, meaning they turn away from every useless, unnecessary, meaningless, pointless, fruitless, unimportant kind of action or conversation. They all avoid it. They avoid it at all cost, and instead they use their time for important and useful matters. Fourth quality of the successful people is that they always give zakat, meaning they engage in matters that purify the soul. They engage in actions that purify their character, their speech. They always consume their time and energy in performing good deeds. Fifth quality of the successful people is that they guard their private parts, meaning they are pure. So, dear children, we say these parts as private, because they are very personal parts. So do not touch your personal parts in front of others, and do not let others to touch your private parts. And don't even discuss about private parts with anyone. In case of any need or emergency, you are allowed to discuss freely with your parents, but no one other than that. Just as you take of your personal possessions, personal things like that, these Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks us to take a proper and good care of these personal possessions, your private parts, and cover them properly. Dear kids, the sixth quality of the successful people is that they keep their promises. Meaning, when they have promised something or when some amanat has been imposed upon them, they pay attention to it. They take care of it and return it in the same condition, honestly and truthfully. Dear children, these trusts could be in the form of wealth, it could be in the form of a secret that is shared with them, a word or a message that is entrusted to them, an obligation that is imposed upon them, a duty that is given to them, because trusts have taken different forms. It can be a responsibility that is given to a person. So, dear children, be careful about your responsibilities as a son or a daughter, as a brother or a sister, as a student or a friend, and try to fulfill them in a good way. Last quality of a successful people is that they carefully maintain their prayers. Meaning, you cannot say that I prayed Fajr and so I can leave my Isha. No. And similarly, you cannot say that, yes, I perform my prayers in Ramadan so I can neglect them afterwards. No, not at all. Salat is the part of life. So, in our lives, we should be most concerned about our prayers, guarding the prayers, its timings, and its proper manner of performing. So, these people will be successful, and Allah will reward them with Jannatul Firdaus. Firdaus is the highest level of Jannat. That is what should be our goal. And dear kids, we will achieve this goal by practicing above mentioned qualities. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to read Quran, to learn Quran and practice Quran. Ameen Ya Rabbul Alameen. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.